I'm not gonna lie, this week surprisingly has been really good for media. We have the Metalocalypse movie that came out, as well as Death Album 4 to correspond with its release. And you also have many games that came out as well. You have games like WrestleQuest, Blasphemous 2, Armored Core 6, and many other games that people either forgot about or they just don't really know about them. But in the case of a very sad individual, nothing of interest has really happened, except he got really mad at Street Fighter, got to the point where he wanted to bash his fucking head against the joystick, and later on just said that, oh no, he was angry and that he was sorry when he's really not sorry. Then he took his break. And then came back to say that, oh, his DoorDash order wasn't done right because someone touched the food.
And we'll go from there. All right. So again, I'm willing to give it a shot. Now we played it twice, and I'm saying, all right, not so bad. Let's keep going. And you guys are liking it or whatever. Then I'm down for continuing the playthrough and balancing it with Starfield. Okay, over the course of early to mid September. But if I played a couple times and I'm hating it, or you guys are finding it boring or bull, then yeah, I don't really think we're gonna continue it, and we'll just do something else, which is fine. There's plenty of things we can do.
So, as I pause it to this really drunkenly grotesque face, what Phil was talking about here was Armored Core 6, because it came out on the 25th when this video was recorded, and it has gotten really good acclaim. Not his playthrough, of course, but the game itself. So what he was trying to say is that he's playing it, and if he doesn't like it, or if the chat doesn't like it, but we all know he means that if he doesn't like it, or if he doesn't make enough money from it, then he's not going to play it anymore. He's going to stop and just move on with his shitty little life. But the thing is with that, though, is that someone gave him Armored Core 6. It makes you wonder, it's like, bro, you could have bought the game for yourself, but you gave it to a guy that does not give a shit about any games that you like. You like a certain game? Nah, not good enough for him.
To carry us into, mid-September when we have other releases like Lies of P and Mortal Kombat 1 and other games.
Even though he didn't play the demo for Lies of P, and he hated the beta for Mortal Kombat 1. Yet he'll keep saying that, oh, I'm still going to play Mortal Kombat 1. I bought the game. I'm going to play it. He's going to hate the game. Comparing it to Street Fighter 6. But very poorly.
So let's see what happens. Again, 100% going to judge it at face value, be honest about my feelings about it, and I'm not going to be unfair to it. If it kicks my ass, it's fine.
No, it's not. If the game kicks his ass, he's going to make excuses along the way. I am so looking forward to that.
Because there's no pressure. You understand? That's the good thing. I have no pressure to have to be like, oh my god, I have to beat Armored Core in 2 weeks. No.
The reason why he's not pressured is because someone gave it to him and said, play it if you want to. But the way that he goes, no, it's really fucking smug. Because he doesn't care about the fans. Same thing can be said about Crisis Core. Someone gifted him Crisis Core when he was complaining he doesn't have a capture card. And he made a big fucking stink about it, saying that he doesn't have to play it if he doesn't want to. And nobody wanted it, he said. Even though he never put it on the poll.
I have no pressure at all. So if
I have no pressure at all. By the way, please tip me.
I die, I don't care. I'll reapply myself and see if I can learn and succeed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is with that, though, Phil, is that this isn't for, like, the faintest of heart in a sense. I mean, it's easy, but it's not to the point where it's going to, like, twist your nuts into testicular torsion. But he wants to think that the game's going to get hard due to the fact it's FromSoft. I'm calling it now, but at the same time, he doesn't really give a shit about Armored Core. Nobody asked him if he liked the series at all.
That's cool to say, wow, there's actually no pressure here. This wasn't a playthrough that I promised or anything.
Even though someone gifted it to you, spent $65 and gave it to you. So, no pressure, huh? I wonder how that poor fan feels.
So it's not like I have to completely, master the game and rush and try to rush and do this or that. It's actually a little bit more refreshing maybe to approach a game like this. So we'll see how it goes today.
Yeah, let's see how it goes today, because, yeah, I'm going to fucking laugh.
Okay, sound good. And then what else? Oh, for dinner. So here's the thing. For dinner, oh, okay, I do have a story here.
Oh, great. As soon as food got mentioned, it's like, I got a story. And it's like, Phil, nobody cares.
So we always order for dinner. Okay, we do. We always order. And
Wait. I'm going back 1 second.
so we always order for dinner.
Okay, so this is coming from a guy that proclaimed that he doesn't order out. He says that whenever he has dinner, he never orders out. But he's going to say this is only on his day off. But he's caught himself in quite a few lies that he created.
Okay, we do. We always order.
Yeah, we know you always order, but you lie and say, no, you only do it like once or 3 times a year when you do it 3 times a week.
Especially on the day off, when we're staying home. When it's not a day when we're going out and we're gonna have like a dinner at a restaurant because we're out doing stuff all day.
Yep, thank you, Deadheads. You just gave this man free dinner.
If it's a day when we're staying home, we'll just order in. Okay, that's what we do. So we were gonna order in from this restaurant, this Mexican restaurant, and we found one that looked good, and we got all our orders set up, and we were going to check out, and we looked at the price, and we were like, oh my god, why is it that expensive?
Because you found a Mexican restaurant, did not even bother to do any fucking research, and you decided to order it anyway. But then again, you live very bougie. You have a bougie lifestyle, but you're claiming to be poor all the time.
And you look at the prices and you're like, a burrito is like $20. Like, what?
Depends on what ingredients are used in said burrito. Did you have like Selma Hayek fucking give it kisses and handed it to you? It's like, here you go, $20.
20 effing dollars? Now I get it. It's a restaurant, so their burrito isn't a burrito you hold with your hands. It's like fork and knife, and it's a big one.
Not necessarily, Phil. There are some burritos that you can get for $20 that you can hold with a fucking hands and cut it with a knife and fork. That depends on perspective. But not only that, but it will come with like guacamole, pico de gallo. It also comes with like refried rice and beans. It has like sides with it. Problem is that he's looking at it going, I just want a burrito, guys, and $20. And then he just throws a bitch fit pretending that he cares about the price.
It's like, dude, $20. There's no way we're spending this much money.
Yet he'll proceed to spend $350 on a fucking fight stick that was basically pointless.
This is insane. So we ended up, of all things, ordering from our local place around the corner, which we've gone to many, many times before, and normally I would drive there, okay?
Yet why didn't you, Phil? I mean, for God's sakes, you had no appointments, as you proclaimed they are called. You had no errands to do, so you could just go out, put on some clothes instead of your fucking Zelda pajamas, because my god, you probably hadn't washed them in fucking days, and you could go to that fucking restaurant and order in. But no, he feels lazy today.
But it just so happened, already I had done all my errands out. We were already at home, settled in. We were relaxing. Like, I really don't want to go out and drive again. We'll pay the few extra dollars just to get it driven to the house. It's
yeah, sake of convenience. That's all that he cares about. He's one of these assholes. The ones that doesn't want to go out and actually buy the damn thing. Or go to the store and get it there and save a few dollars while wasting some gas. No, this is the type of guy that's like, I don't give a shit. I'll spend $20 on shipping just so I can get my fucking fight stick early. And I bring up the fight stick because that's exactly what he did.
It's literally, I'm not kidding you, the Mexican place we ordered from, which is known for burritos and things like that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for associating Mexican restaurants with burritos. I mean, my god, I had no idea that tacos were not really Mexican, but they're from Greek!
Literally 1 block away. It's not even a 5-minute drive. You get there, you drive to the main street, you turn, you're at our house.
Okay, so why didn't you do that?
Okay, so literally, we're going to pay like $5-10 extra for this, but we don't want to go out. We're going to do it today.
Phil, you are the epitome of lazy. You don't want to do anything, because I already did my errands, and you're too tired from waddling around in the fucking stores trying to find your items, but instead you're like, I feel lazy, I'm just going to order in, pay the extra money that you clearly do not have.
Okay, normally we're not lazy, but I was lazy yesterday. I will admit it. I was a lazy bones. After being out, I just wanted to relax with my wife.
Phil, you're always fucking lazy. You don't do anything to change. like your setup and your personality, and you're expecting everyone else to accept that you changed when you haven't changed. Also, if you want to talk about laziness, you want your wife to do everything, and yet you're like, fine, I guess I'll go do some yard work. Does it for a fucking hour and goes, I'm refreshed. Like, Phil, she was probably out there doing more work than you.
Okay.
Like, I get it. You're putting your workhorse to use, but my God, dude, give her a break.
So we placed this order. By the way, went from a $20 burrito to around a $10 burrito. I thought that was a lot more reasonable, okay?
And not necessarily, Phil. There are some burritos out there that are $10, but they're very measly. I mean, for God's sake, I can drive 5 minutes away from my house, and I can go get a burrito that's $6, but is more filling than your shitty little burrito.
By the way, the burritos are insane. They're like, I'm serious. This place, the burrito weighs over a pound.
Hang on.
Burrito to around a $10 burrito.
I have to see something.
Lot more reasonable, okay?
He's describing the burrito.
Insane. They're like,
like, I can just imagine this. He looks through his wife's drawer and sees the massive vibrator called the Johnson. And he's like, damn, it's that big? No wonder why Kat doesn't want to fuck me anymore. Like, look at that face. That is a man that is surprised that, damn, that dick is bigger than me.
Like, I'm serious. This place, the burrito weighs over a pound.
Yeah, you're over-exaggerating, buddy. I mean, if they are a pound, my God, that's probably the amount of shit that you got out of it.
It's that much food. It's an insanely huge two-hander burrito to eat this damn thing.
No one says it's a two-hander, Phil! No one says this! What is wrong with you?
It's crazy packed. So we each got a burrito. I got a chicken burrito. My wife got like shrimp burrito, which she never had before.
Oh, she didn't have the shrimp burrito, just the steak one. But you got your shitty little chicken burrito, and you're like, I can't eat red meat anymore. I'm old.
So we order out, and you know they go over. You know the delivery person goes, picks up the order. Great. Now the thing is, you can track it. You know, all these apps now, when you order through them for delivery, they track the person delivering.
Yeah, thanks, Boomer. Thank you for describing what DoorDash has. Thank you for describing what Amazon can do. Tracking your orders. Tracking anything. Yeah, we know, Phil. Welcome, finally, to the 21st century where apps can track shit. And he's proclaiming this to be like some unknown knowledge that we didn't know about, even though we've known about it for years.
So you know where they are. You know the status of your order. Now, I'm not kidding you. It's right around the corner. All right? It's a 2-minute drive.
Didn't you say it was a 5-minute drive, Phil?
To get from there to our house.
You said 5, now it's 2. You love to over-exaggerate shit, don't you, buddy?
So, they pick up the order. They drive up to our house. They drive past our house. They keep going. They keep going. They keep going. What?
Phil, do you not understand that some people that do deliveries, they're new to this? Because, granted, I've done shit like this before. I've skipped a house or two. I knocked on the wrong door, and they're like, sorry, the house to the left of me. And I felt ridiculous. Like, I felt embarrassed, but I was like, I do apologize, but I make jokes about it because they want the food. It's like, it happens, Phil. But yeah, he's looking at it going, well, who the fuck is this fucking human being that's taking my order?
What the fuck is going on?
New guy, Phil. New guy.
They drive 2 miles away from our house.
Yeah, now at this point, I'm calling bullshit because that seems like an over-exaggeration. Because the thing about delivery services, Phil, there's a GPS, and they can tell you where it's at. But, nah, he wants to make this up. But at the same time, what I said about the new guy, that's also correct.
What the fuck is going on? It's around the corner. Why would you pick up our food from the restaurant and then go 2 miles away? Right? Now, normally, if you are looking at any of these delivery apps, it will tell you if that driver has another delivery to do. But it makes no sense that the driver would drive by the place they could deliver immediately within 1 minute and then go to the... Why would you skip the place that's right there next to it, drive 2 miles this way, then back track back to deliver. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Phil, you kind of gave yourself away with that one. Didn't you just say that the guy had other deliveries and that they're immediately going another mile, like they have different stops to make? So right there, you kind of gave yourself the answer. There's a little thing called the order list or the listing order, meaning that if someone ordered before you from that same place, but they might live in the same area, they will go to that place first and then make their way around to you. Like, don't expect special treatment just because someone ordered before you, but it's like, oh no, but I'm closer, come on, give it to me now. And it's like, man, this guy has no patience and he's very self-entitled.
And by the way, the app did not say that at all. The app did not say there was another delivery.
Didn't you say that it would track if they had another delivery? So, right then and there, I'm calling bullshit.
At all. So, what is this person doing? So, I'm not kidding you, 15 minutes pass, and this guy, like, 2-3 miles away, I contacted the app. I said, I don't know what the hell's going on with this guy. Is he out of his mind? Did he have an emergency? The place is around the corner. I could have walked there and back by now and got the food.
Then why didn't you drive over there, Phil? Oh, right, because you're lazy.
Why are we paying for this? This is ridiculous.
And again, Phil, this is the price you paid for it, to be lazy, to live this life of lazy luxury, to be like, have some guy bring your food to you. Again, Phil, this is on you.
So, the funny part is, I'm messaging the guy. Hello, where are you? Why did you drive away? What's happening? He's ignoring all of my messages. Okay?
Phil, if they're driving, they won't be able to text right back.
Which is what you're supposed to do. If you're wondering what the hell's going on with your order, you're supposed to be messaging the driver. They're ignoring every one of my messages.
Okay, Phil, so what if this person was driving and immediately had to text you back? Oops, they crashed into a pole. Oh, they're injured now. Guess why? Because they're texting and driving.
Okay? So finally, after waiting 15-20 minutes, I contact customer support. They said, all right, we don't know what's going on. We're going to call the driver directly. So they call the driver. All right? Another 5 minutes passes, and then I get a response. Okay, the driver is coming back to you now. But obviously your order is now late and it's going to be cold, so we're going to give you a big credit. So they did. They credited me quite a bit of money.
I love how immediately that they want to make him like he's the one that's right and he's the victim, so they're compensating him, giving him restitution for it. Which, again, I'm calling a major fucking bullshit with it. Phil did get his food, but he's like making this elaborate story. And it's just... this whole story is very superfluous. It really is. Very unnecessary.
For the next delivery. And I'm like, but it didn't explain what happened.
Phil, they're giving you money. They're giving you credit so you can get another order. So that way your wife can ask for sushi and you can be like, haha, I got this credit.
Right? So all of a sudden then, so now we're talking 25 minutes after when this burritos were supposed to be delivered. The guy responds to my messages only after the company called him. And he goes, oh, I had another delivery scheduled. No, you fucking didn't.
Again, Phil, he probably did, but didn't fucking put it into the app. Either that happened, or you're just making this whole fucking story up.
No, you didn't. I'm looking at the app. It didn't say, oh, the driver's going to another delivery, and the customer support of the company did not say that either. So if he had another delivery, he basically was delivering for another service, which is what actually happens. If you've been watching my React show weekly, about a month or two ago, there was a video of one of these people, one of these delivery people, explaining they sometimes run multiple apps at once.
Well, yeah, Phil, it's called a side hustle. They're trying to make money by any means necessary, so they have to use multiple apps. You know, because the struggle for money is real. But Phil does not understand that, because he thinks that sitting there begging for money is successful, but other people that are having to do more, like multiple wear and tear to their car to do deliveries is stupid. Not surprised.
So they'll have 2-3 jobs in the same area, and they'll actually go around doing them all like that. Guess what? That's not acceptable.
Okay, so the guy trying to make money by any means necessary, having multiple apps on there, is not acceptable to you. The guy that sits on his ass playing video games all day, calling it a passion that he has as a career, in big air quotes on career, by the way, And he wants to keep saying that, oh no, what they're doing is unacceptable. But what he does is A-O-fucking-K.
When you have a situation like this, where, okay, you picked up my food, you were literally 2 minutes away, and you drive 25 minutes away to deliver someone else's food first, and then you come back and you give me late cold food? What the hell is that?
Okay, Phil, so I'll give you a little thing about this, Phil, because I used to work things like DoorDash. They give them hot boxes or hot bags, meaning that if you get food, you can put it into the hot bag. It keeps the food warm. Doesn't make it cold, but it keeps it at a warm temperature. So when you get the food, it's not immediately fucking cold. However, Phil does not realize this, and he's saying that the food was cold, even though it was like maybe a little under degrees. Maybe like not room temperature, but at the point it's like warm enough to eat, but not burning your mouth. But like also again, going back to the apps thing, he probably had a delivery, saw that the restaurant had your order, and decided to pick that up while doing that delivery on the other app. That might be a possibility, Phil, but you're looking at going, nope, unacceptable.
So it sounds like this guy was a moron. And that's what he did. Because he lied. He didn't have a delivery on the service we were using. He probably was running 2-3 services at once, and he fucked up.
How did he fuck up, Phil? For trying to make money so that way he could survive to pay rent? Nah, he has no idea what it's like to struggle, but Phil likes to say that he struggled. Phil has no idea what the struggle is.
So, you know, we ended up getting cold food. The food tasted great, but was cold by the time we got it.
Why don't you just heat it up in the fucking microwave and just shut up?
The good news is that we did get a big credit, so next time when we order, probably next week, we'll get a big discount off of our next order, you know, through the service.
This just sounds fraudulent to me, that Phil's doing all this shit just to commit, like, some sort of fraud. It's funny that he's saying that I got cold food. Food was probably, like, warm. Not even room temperature warm, but fucking warm enough that he could eat it and enjoy it. So he's just committing more fraud.
But sadly, again, this is the problem when you get these deliveries. You'll get a bunch of great ones. You'll get intelligent delivery people who know what they're doing. They can read, listen to instructions. They show up right away. And I always am sure to rate those people very highly.
Yet, if someone has an accent, he'll give them, like, low scores. 1 star. Guy didn't understand simple instructions. It's like, goddamn, closeted racist much?
I want to be sure that the good people deserve the good ratings. They get them. I never forget to rate someone who gave me good delivery well on these apps.
Yeah, sure you do, Phil, but you don't give him a tip. While Phil was telling his story about how the fucking food that he got was cold, and he basically was admitting to committing some sort of fraud, he ends up talking more about other things. But this one in particular really stuck out to me the most, because he brought up the SoK, and how they're the best thing ever, and that they were better than people like myself and many others in this community. Really makes you wonder, how stupid can Phil really fucking be? Now for this video, I do apologize that the way that Phil looks like an alien right here. I do apologize for that. That was the creator's choice to do it, not mine. Shout out to Duty.
Okay. Continuing on. Received a $5 tip from Jimmy James Jr. What? Do you think the trolling has gotten better since the fall of the SoK? The SoK.
Yep, this is a group that went after Phil, and it was like notorious for being the best anti-DSP community or detractor group of all time. This was back in the early days of yore, during the time that This Is How You Don't Play was becoming popular. Keep this in mind. There were multiple groups out there. You had the Kojima World Order out there, which had multiple people. Then they broke off and made the SoK, the Sons of Kojima. So this right here is kind of like a trip down memory lane, but not in the best of ways, in my opinion.
The SoK haven't existed in like 5 or 6 years. What are you talking about?
Well, here's the thing with that though, Phil. A lot of people remember the SoK, even after its downfall. They will constantly remember it. And there are multiple people that will come up and they're better than the SoK. But what the question was saying is that the Detractor group is a lot better than the SoK. In my opinion, yes, it is. But I want to see what Phil has to say about that.
Who on the earth is still talking about the Sons of Kojima?
Like I said, a lot of people still remember the SoK. They still remember the react videos that they made about This Is How You Don't Place, even your content, Phil. But again, he has no idea.
You want to talk about something that's completely irrelevant? No, sadly, here's what's happened, okay? The Sons of Kojima could have easily been considered a fringe group of weirdos who hyper-obsessed about me in crazy ways and ultimately just kind of got to the point where they all attacked each other into oblivion and they don't exist anymore.
I mean, technically, Phil is making a point here, and I actually could kind of agree with it. But at the same time, though, Phil had an ire towards the SoK, and anytime someone mentioned the SoK, you were immediately gone from his chat. Banned forever.
Sadly, today, most of the people who daily report on me are scumbags on YouTube who literally fabricate bullshit every day.
Okay, so I fabricate something that you've said straight out of your mouth, Phil, even though we're coming straight to the source. And then you'll say, oh, but they're taking clip channels and they're putting fake shit about me, even though it's straight from you. So how is it that the SoK is better? And how is it that people like myself and many other people in this community are worse than that?
For clickbait and to make money, and their communities are so stupid and gullible, they just roll with it and keep supporting those content creators. SoK, to some extent, reported on real things and tried to pick apart shortcomings in my content and in my character. A lot of the people today literally just make shit up on a daily basis so that they can get clickbait.
I'm sorry. What the fuck did you just say to that, Phil? That they reported the real you? They reported things of your life? I have to go back. I'm dumbfounded. I'm actually dumbfounded. I have to go back.
Content creators. SoK, to some extent, reported on real things and tried to pick apart shortcomings in my content and in my character.
Phil, that's what we're doing. We do the same thing that the SoK are doing, like you're proclaiming that they did. Phil, are you that fucking dense? That's what we're doing with you. But yet you're sitting there going, the SoK was better. When in reality, they were a lot fucking worse.
A lot of the people today literally just make shit up on a daily basis so that they can get clickbait.
No, we don't, Phil. Nice try to project.
I'd say that's worse. Maybe you don't agree. I think it's far worse for someone to lie or over-exaggerate, extrapolate to get attention out of idiots than to try to factually criticize and report on someone. As bad as the SoK was, they absolutely, right, weren't as bad as what you see today with the horse shit that goes on with these people on YouTube.
Fuck you, Phil. So you're saying that them treating their own members like shit, essentially making them eat surstrumming, making them gag to the point that they're getting sick to their stomachs, eating a big-ass bowl of mashed potatoes to the point that they're sick, to the point that they had to dox someone that died in their group, thinking that it's acceptable? Doxing you, swatting you, the false copyright strikes that you said that they did to you? Fucking taking your information, destroying your life, as you proclaimed it, back in 2017. You think that that's better than what we're doing? Phil, those people were douchebags. The leader of that group was a douchebag. He was a manipulator. He manipulated his own group to believe that what he said was gospel. What he was saying was factually sound because of the way he was charismatic about everything, Phil. You don't know what that group was, but yet you kept saying that you had tidbits about the SoK when you did not. Phil, you are the dumbest motherfucker to say that the SoK was better than the current Detractor group now. I'd say that the SoK rot in hell, and that the new Detractor group can rise up and be better. learn from their mistakes and prove not only to you, but to everyone else out there that we can still make content on you, but make it entertaining and not as toxic as you're thinking that we are.
And the fact that YouTube allows it is pretty ridiculous.
Phil, they allowed the SoK to make videos on it. They allowed all this shit. But yet you're sitting there smug off your ass thinking that, oh, what they're doing is better. When it's not.
It's blatant fabrication, blatant conspiracy theory.
Even though you're the one creating conspiracy theories. You're the one constantly doing this and projecting that that's what we're doing, Phil. Phil, if you want pure conspiracy theories, that's what Fred Fuchs was. He was the guy creating conspiracies. He was essentially Charlie Kelly talking about Pepe Sylvia.
Slander. It's slander mongering, really. When you think about it, it's an endless circle of people just shitting on you with nothing factual, just making shit up, right?
So, something that the SoK did. But yet you're going to sit there going, they're better, when they weren't.
Here, I'll take a clip off of someone's stream and I'll title it something that has nothing to do with the clip, and then people will watch it and believe that's what it is, because they're morons.
So what you do with your content, Phil, you take something of, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto 5, you give it a clickbait title, and you expect people to, like, come in droves to watch it, and they are disappointed by what they're seeing. That's essentially what you're doing, Phil. That's what the SoK did, Phil. Hell, they were the ones reveling in the misery you were dealing with when Leanna broke up with you. Most of the people out there and the other Detractor groups didn't do that. As soon as Leanna broke up with you, that was their hottest story. Come in this call. Come on in. Emergency video. Phil got broken hearted by fucking Leanna, and it was their source of entertainment. And he's just gonna sip his water while looking like a dumbass Megamind.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that any of them are good or better than anything else. They're all shit. But and to some extent, you know, in the old days of criticism, for example, in the old days when the biggest thing that was negative about me was this is how you don't play,
which you immediately hated, that you immediately said it was bad for your quote-unquote business, bad to your reputation, you still believe that.
At least you could watch it, This Is How You Don't Play, and see my moments of sucking at a game or saying dumb things and say, this is how Phil can get better.
This is a bunch of bullshit, because no one was saying for you to get better. They were criticizing you, saying that you're playing the game badly, and they're wondering why the fuck you were popular. That how is it that you got an attention span from it? That why is it that people were subscribed to you? They were calling you dumbass, idiot, moron, all the other names in the book that they could think of. They weren't like giving you tips of how to get better. Not at all.
By improving upon this, okay? The shit that's out there about me daily today, there's no effort to try to say Phil can be better, Phil can improve, because it's all made up.
This sounds like a ruse. A massive fucking ruse to get people to respond to this. But you know what? I'll respond to this, Phil. Many people in this community have tried to help you. When you had the copyright strikes, they tried to help you. But you turned it down because, oh no, filthy detractor, I don't want their fucking help. So what you're saying right there is blatant fucking misinformation. It always will be.
That's the problem. When everything out there is made up, then there is no improvement that can be had because you made it all up to begin with.
Like what, Phil? Name one time that we made something up.
You know? And again, they don't care. Because as long as they get over, as long as they're getting a click, a view, $1 from a moron who just supports moronic content on the internet that's slanderous, they don't care about who gets hurt or what happens. And quite frankly, being that I'm one of the most resilient content creators on YouTube, 15 years, still going strong, despite the fact the last decade people have literally just shat on me, they feel like, oh, it doesn't matter. Phil's immune to all of this. We can just do whatever we want. Phil ain't going anywhere. So they feel no remorse.
Not really, Phil. Not fucking really. You're sitting there saying that you're resilient, that you're invincible, that you could still be around, and when we're gone, you'll still be making content. Phil, the reason why we're still around, because it gets a rise out of you. And we've seen it day in and day fucking out, dude. We've seen this happen. But you're sitting there making up shit all the way through. And you're saying that what we're doing is worse. But yet what the SoK did was even more worse. Like I said, this community now is better than what you realize.
It's a pretty messed up situation in that regard, but that's why I don't waste time on them.
You don't waste time on us, huh? Then why is it that you bring us up? Hey, look at what my dumbass detractors did. Those morons, those mouth-drooling idiots. Look what they did. Look what they did recently. Oh, they had the secret discords. That was you, Phil.
I'm going to sit here and address a single name or a single moment. There's no point because they're all losers.
So whenever Side Scrollers was coming after you, you brought up Aquateal, Stuart Hogan, Tevin, Duty. You brought up most people that restream you and fucking make content on you, including myself. You didn't name me by name, but I don't give a shit. But you were calling us out saying that you need to be left alone and that the Side Scrollers need to be attacked. You try to rally us to them, which was fucking stupid.
Without me, they don't exist. So.
They don't exist, yet you love talking about us. As soon as someone brought the SoK, you brought us up. My God. Normally, for shit like this, I don't really talk about it. But it's the fact that he brought up the SoK, saying that they were better than people like me and everyone else in this community. It really just dumbfounded me. That Phil would say that a group like that, which is notorious for the shit that they've done, like everything that I've mentioned before, plus more, it just shows right then and there that Phil has no fucking clue. Yet he wants to sit there saying that they're better than everyone else. Yet he made a post back in 2017 saying that they've ruined his life. They've ruined his business. They've ruined his name, DSP Gaming. But yet he wants to sit there saying that they're better, that they don't spread misinformation, even though they did. They spread slander around, which they did, and they went after him, which they did. Unlike people in this community that don't do this shit. But yet, he just wants to sit there looking all smug, believing what he said to be true, when it really wasn't. But moving on from that, despite that, he ended up talking about Baldur's Gate. That was something that I skipped over, because as soon as I found out that the SoK was mentioned by him, I had to bring that up first. But yeah, let's hear why Baldur's Gate 3 is not going to win Game of the Year.
The other news story I have for you today is a little interesting. So originally, they announced that Baldur's Gate 3 was going to be PC exclusive for a month. And then I guess this month of September coming up, it's going to come out for PS5.
Wait, how'd you say that, Phil?
Exclusive for a month. And then I guess this month of September coming up, it's going to come out for PS5.
PS5? It's like Flavor Flav, play a PS5. Okay, so that joke aside, it's like, Phil, the reason why it was on PC, because it was in early access, and it stayed on early access on PC. Then they officially released the whole game in August, and then, all of a sudden, they finally released it for a PS5. Okay, what's your point with this?
But everyone was like, well, what happened to Xbox consoles? Why did they get the short end of the stick? Is it not coming out?
Phil, there's a thing called timed exclusives. Sure, it's on PC, but then it goes over to PS5. So that's a timed console exclusive. Later on, they're going to put it out for Xbox Series X and S. Not really that big of a deal, bud.
So it has been announced, yes, Baldur's Gate 3 will ship on Xbox this year. The Series X will maintain a split screen feature where two people can play at the same time co-op.
That doesn't really sound like a whole lot of fun, I'm just saying.
However, the Series S will not have this feature. It is a compromise that has been made so that it can be ported to Xbox consoles, and the rumor is that's why they were saying that they weren't actually going to put it on Xbox consoles to begin with, because they said that I guess the S couldn't handle it. But now I guess they're saying, well, screw it, just take the feature out of the S, but leave it on the X. I don't know.
Then why are you talking about this story, though? Because you have no idea how to explain yourself with the Xbox version of it. Then again, Phil, they can always say that it's different hardware, they're trying to see how it would work, how it would function, what would work, what wouldn't work. It's the same thing like porting it over to PS5, figuring out how they could make it work on the PS5. But they found out that it's more easier to do on PS5 than Xbox. Again, you never know. That's why it's either A, considered a rumor, or B, a lot of people are skeptical about things.
I guess this is a good thing.
Yet, you're the guy that kept saying that everyone should be like Baldur's Gate 3, yet refuses to play it.
Here's the thing, though, all right? This is what a lot of people still don't understand. Right now, Baldur's Gate 3 is all the rage.
Well, it still is all the rage. And
it's all the rage for good reason. Everyone who's playing it on PC is saying it's one of the best RPGs ever made, yada yada.
Are you playing it, Phil? No? That's what I thought.
However, it's a PC-centric RPG.
How so, Phil? I've seen developers take games like Darkest Dungeon and put it over to PS4 and the Vita. I've seen fucking developers taking games that are mostly known for being on PC, Divinity Original Sin, and they ported it over to consoles. Same thing with Diablo. PC that went over to consoles. They can find ways to make it work, Phil. It's called adaptability.
So, when you look at Baldur's Gate 3, you have to judge it in the same vein as games like Divinity, right? Or other similar titles. Baldur's Gate 3 is popular right now. But once Starfield hits, you're likely not going to hear anything about Baldur's Gate ever again.
I'm calling massive bullshit. People are still going to talk about fucking Baldur's Gate 3 for years to come, due to the fact that it was a game made by 400 people. But in the beginning, it was made with less people because it was an early access. And Larian Studios created one of the greatest PC games ever to be made in recent years. But he's sitting here going, nope, I don't think that Baldur's Gate 3 is going to last very long because Starfield's going to come out and take over its spot. Lord knowing that the reason why Starfield's going to have its bask in glory for a little bit, it's because of the bugs. It's a Bethesda game, Phil. It's going to have bugs. People are going to talk about it. But are they going to say it's a good game? Who's to say, really? It's not even out yet.
I'm sorry, but that's just the way of things.
Okay, so if the game does better than Baldur's Gate 3, you're going to be there being smug and complacent, saying that, oh yeah, Starfield's the best game ever. Fuck you people that like Baldur's Gate 3. But then again, it's all flip-floppy here, due to the fact that he was praising Baldur's Gate 3 for being one of the best RPGs and that all RPGs should be like Baldur's Gate 3. So now he's kind of switching sides, saying that Starfield is the way to go and people should be taking inspiration from Starfield. Sorry, Phil. It's not going to work that way.
The console-centric games in this generation get all the press, get all the media attention, and get all the hype. Baldur's Gate 3, I'm glad got the coverage that it did, and that everyone has talked about it.
So you're saying that Starfield's going to get the same coverage like fucking Baldur's Gate 3. Sorry, Phil. Sorry to tell you this, but I'm not sorry about it. Any game that is really good and considered to be a classic for the years to come is still going to be talked about to this day. Starfield, it's going to have its moment in the sun and then fall like Icarus with his waxed wings.
I'm happy for that, and I'm glad that it sold like hotcakes on PC.
But yet he refuses to play it.
And it was one of the highest played games, concurrent players, and all of that.
But yeah, he still has not played it. I'm bringing this point up even more.
But I hate to say it, these PC-centric RPGs do not get the traction of mainstream console RPGs.
Sorry, what? It doesn't get any traction? Didn't you read an article that developers were jealous, in your words, jealous about fucking Baldur's Gate 3, a PC-centric game? Then again, Phil, Diablo was a PC-centric game, and it became multiplat. Again, bringing this point forward. He still has not played Baldur's Gate 3.
Even if they're better, they don't get the traction. Do you remember when Divinity Original Sin 2 came out, and every PC player said, oh my god, it's the best game ever? Did it even get seriously considered for Game of the Year by anyone?
Let's look up that, shall we? Let us see. Why, yes, it did, Phil. It did get considered for Game of the Year, for Best Role-Playing Game. Just because it's not Game of the Year doesn't mean it wasn't nominated for the Game Awards or the DICE Awards for Role-Playing Game of the Year. But let's see. What other games won for that? Let's see. What was nominated for RPG? Let's see. Let's go down a little bit more. All right, Persona 5. So it kind of had no chance. I see your point with it, Phil, but it was still considered for a fucking award.
Outside of the PC community, who was talking about it? And by the way, that game absolutely got ported to consoles.
Yeah, it got ported to consoles. You played it and said that people didn't like it, but in reality, you hated it.
Did you hear hype for it? Did you hear buzz about it?
Yeah, people were hyped about it, Phil. They were buzzing about it, saying, hey, one of the best PC games is coming to consoles. Guess what? It still got good scores, Phil.
And again, there's nothing...
And again, this is the same motherfucker that's talking about Breath of the Wild, how that won Game of the Year, and nobody talked about Mario, and that Mario Odyssey was like the better game, and he was making up bullshit along the way. I'm kind of getting that vibe right about now.
Nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing wrong with it, but yet he's insulting and going, oh, but did it win Game of the Year? Was it even considered? No. Then it sucked.
Saying? And again, and already you got idiots in the chat. Oh, you see, he's already giving props to Starfield. I didn't say anything good about Starfield at all.
Yes, you did. You said as soon as Starfield comes out, Baldur's Gate 3 is going to get shoved to the side, and people are going to start talking about Starfield. That's what you said, Phil. It's what you said.
I have not praised Starfield.
Yes, you did, Phil. You said it was going to be one of the best games ever to come out.
I'm telling you like it is. Console games that go mainstream get more media attention, get more press, get more publicity, and get more buzz, and get talked about, and even get considered for Game of the Year way more than PC-centric games.
So Final Fantasy 16, it still gets talked about, but not as much as it used to. There's that. What other game? Street Fighter 6? That's a console-centric game. That's not getting talked about as much anymore, except for like the DLCs. That's mostly a thing. Same thing with Diablo 4. Nobody really talks about that game anymore when it came over to the consoles. Nobody talks about that anymore. What other games has you played that nobody really talks about anymore that came out for consoles? Tears of the Kingdom? Still a good game, but nobody talks about it anymore. But you see the point with this, Phil? Most games that come out, they'll have their moment, but it'll go away. Same thing can be said about Baldur's Gate 3, but that's not going to go away anytime soon because that game has a lot of choice to it. You could do mostly anything in that game if you put your mind to it. Starfield will not have that.
So you have to stop with the bullshit.
Yeah, Phil, why don't you stop with your own bullshit?
And understand the way of reality. It doesn't matter if you live in your PC bubble and all you do is play PC games, so that's all you hear about. That's not reality.
Just hearing him talk about the PC bubble, it's clear as fucking dirt that Phil is a console shill. He is a shill to Xbox and PS5, but mostly Xbox. So he's just bringing out his console consumerism onto people, saying that PC's not good enough, but consoles are better, even though PCs are better.
Baldur's Gate 3 could literally be the best game of the decade, and it's still not going to get as much attention as a game like Starfield.
Oh, yes, it fucking will, Phil. Because you could play that game multiple times and get different results. Starfield, not so much.
Okay? You have to understand this, all right? So when I hear things like, oh, it was unfair that Xbox wasn't getting Baldur's Gate 3, but PlayStation is, you don't understand something.
I think nobody said this, Phil. Nobody complained that Baldur's Gate was not coming to fucking Xbox. I mean, you'll get jokes about it coming to Switch or why it's not coming to Switch, but that's just a joke.
In 1 week's time, no one will be talking about Baldur's Gate 3 in the mainstream gaming media. It will as if the game never existed.
So when the game came out in early access, people weren't really talking about it much. But as more press came onto it while they were working on it in early access, people started paying more attention to it. Because that game has been in development for years and years and years and years. But Phil wants to sit there thinking that he knows everything about Baldur's Gate 3 when he doesn't even know the history about the game to begin with.
Because all you're going to hear is Starfield, 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 and then Lies of P, Mortal Kombat, and then when October hits, all those new releases that are consoles. You're not going to hear Baldur's Gate 3 whispered once.
Then again, Phil, most games have their moment in the sun, like I said. but like Icarus, will come crashing down, and it will be forgotten in some cases. Yeah, Liza P, that's going to be talked about for like maybe a week and then dropped. Spider-Man will probably still be around for like a few weeks or so. Mario Wonder, not much. Mario RPG, somewhat more of attention. What were the other games that are coming out soon? Mortal Kombat? People aren't going to talk about that game, Phil. They're going to like play it for a week and then drop it. Like you, because it's not Street Fighter 6.
You may hear it at the end of the year as a Game of the Year contender, and it will not win Game of the Year.
It might win Game of the Year, Phil. You never fucking know. There are a lot of games out there that pour their heart and soul into it. But then again, that's what you were saying, Phil. That these people that worked at Larian Studios poured their heart and soul into it, and that they should win something, that they should be praised for it. But now what you're doing right now is saying, "Hey, remember that praise I gave for you? I'm taking it back."
It's time to face the facts. This is how it is now. All right? These PC games do not get the hype anymore.
They still get the hype, Phil. Why are people still talking about Baldur's Gate 3?
I'm sorry. You can fool yourself as much as you would like.
Yeah, Phil, you can fool yourself into believing what you're saying is truth and not bullshit.
Into thinking one way or the other. But I'm telling you like it is, they don't get the attention anymore. They just don't.
Still gets plenty of attention, Phil. Just look it up on YouTube.
If it were a game that were mainstream across all platforms and getting all the hype and getting all the media attention and getting all that, absolutely. But it's like I said a few months ago. This year, or not a few months ago, a few weeks ago. This year is a weird year.
Then again, he's been saying this for fucking months, but it's only weird for him because this is a guy who claims that he loves gaming as a passion, but yet when people are having fun with their games, he doesn't understand why people are liking it. So he thinks it's weird.
And here's why. Because this year, everyone is playing their specific RPG that they love and claiming it's Game of the Year. This started with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, here's the thing with that, though, Phil. A lot of people have different preferences on what could be considered Game of the Year in their opinion. That's the thing. Opinion. It's all opinionated. What one person might say might not be the same as someone else. Someone could say Tears of the Kingdom is Game of the Year. Some people could say Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man 2 when that comes out, Mario RPG. They'll say all this shit. And people are entitled to that opinion.
Oh my God, Tears of the Kingdom, so much better than Breath of the Wild. It's real, it's innovative, it's amazing, it's gonna get Game of the Year.
Again, Phil, nobody said it was really innovative. They said it was better than its predecessor, which it was. But he's gonna sit there mocking the people saying that it might be Game of the Year. Again, Phil, people are entitled to their opinions, but when you're entitled to your opinions, they come across as a mockery.
And Diablo 4. Oh my God, Diablo 4. It looks so good. It plays like old school Diablo. It's so good. It's a return to form. Diablo 4 is definitely getting Game of the Year.
Nobody really said Diablo 4 was getting Game of the Year. Not with the shit that Activision Blizzard has done with that game.
And then Final Fantasy 16. Oh my God. Final Fantasy 16. Finally appealing to the masses. They dumbed it down with an awesome combat engine now that plays like Devil May Cry. The graphics. Ooh, the story. Ooh, the adult story. There's swearing and sex and blood and gore. It's like Game of Thrones plus Final Fantasy. It's everything we ever wanted. Final Fantasy 16, the best game ever. Game of the Year.
Honestly, this makes me want to just grab a sack and just punch him in his face. Or just put a gag in his mouth at this point. Due to the fact that he's like, ooh, I think I'm like Jim Carrey talking to, like, moving my hands and my head around like I'm Jim fucking Carrey. Look at me in my Hawaiian shirt. Am I like Jim Carrey, guys? No, Phil, you're not like Jim Carrey. Stop. Like I keep saying, people have different opinions. Some people might say that Final Fantasy 16 is Game of the Year. Some people might say the same thing for Tears of the Kingdom. They'll say that with Street Fighter, like you did, which is not going to happen. And they'll say that with Baldur's Gate 3. Again, it's an opinion.
And then Baldur's Gate 3 came out.
And what? No fucking Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura fucking motions? Because you're not a clown?
Do you understand that none of these games are going to... None of them are a shoo-in for Game of the Year. They can't be.
Again, it's all subjective. But then again, Phil, this is not up to you. This is up to the committee for the Game Awards, hosted by Jeff Keighley. It's all up to that committee, Phil, of what can be considered as Game of the Year material.
You understand?
I hate his fucking laugh when he's like thinking that he's so smug and correct. He goes, ha ha ha. It's like, ha ha. You're a dumbass.
And that, right? You get it. And
coming from you, I don't get it. I really don't understand this logic, Phil. I don't understand. Why don't you elaborate more and do it at a civil level and not becoming a clown?
it's just insane because each little isolated community feels like their game is a shoo-in for Game of the Year. Wrong.
And I don't see anything wrong with that, Phil. But yet Phil's sitting there going, nope, you're wrong. Oh, Tears of the Kingdom? Fuck you. Oh, Final Fantasy 16? Fuck you. Baldur's Gate? Get the fuck out of here. Street Fighter 6? Oh, fuck yeah. Sucking off Ryu and Ken's.
Wrong. That's
Oh, wait, no. He'll be sucking off E Honda and Blanca because, you know, weirdo.
not how it works anymore.
How do you know, Phil? Tell us, in your massive wisdom that you've obtained over these 15 fucking years, tell us how it is.
It's about the money.
Not really, Phil.
It's about the publicity.
Not really, Phil. Like, look at God of War. I'm bringing up the Game Awards. God of War. When that game came out, it was popular for maybe a week or two. Nobody talked about it. Red Dead Redemption 2 came out in the same year. Got a lot of attention before the Game Awards. It won a lot of awards, sure. Did it win overall Game of the Year? No. God of War 2018 did. Just because of publicity and money, like you're saying, it's not a guarantee that the game's going to win. But then again, who really gives a fuck about the Game Awards? All right, Phil does.
It's about the games media. That's really what gets games propelled into consideration for like a Game of the Year contention.
They also look at the sales, they look at the percentages of people playing the game. There's a lot of factors that go into it, Phil, but you're just listing off the pocket, you're listing off the attention, and you're listing off people sprouting said attention.
Even if Starfield sucks ass, it's going to be Game of the Year contender.
Nah, it probably won't. Maybe somewhere in the RPG category, but not overall Game of the Year.
I kid you not. Even if it's a horrible, broken, buggy fucking mess of a piece of shit game, it will still be considered for Game of the Year.
I thought people were going to be praising Starfield, saying it's going to be one of the best games, but now you're saying it's going to be a shitty, buggy mess.
Yeah. But.
And then he looks at his chat, he goes, yeah, I'm right. You're wrong, chat.
I really find it hard to believe that Baldur's Gate 3 would ever win a Game of the Year.
It probably would win Game of the Year. It would probably even win RPG of the Year from multiple publications, including the Game Awards. It is a possibility, Phil. But again, you do not understand subjectivity, but yet you claim that you understand subjectivity.
It's a PC-centric game. And it's like people said, well, it's going to come out on PS5. Oh, but it's coming out on Xbox. No one's going to talk about it.
At this point in the video, Phil just repeated himself saying that Baldur's Gate 3 has no contention to be Game of the Year, but yet went on saying that other games might have that spot for it. But the whole thing about it being a PC game and nobody cares about it, I'll bring up an example of a game that was PC-eccentric. Like, it was on the PC first before it went on to other consoles. That game being Disco Elysium. Now, Disco Elysium was released in 2019. And you want to know something about it? At the Game Awards, it was nominated for a few awards. One of them was for the Best Narrative, Best RPG, Best Indie Game, and Best Fresh Game. That was like their thing that they did with like Subway or some shit. But here's a fun fact about that. It won all 4 awards. And not only did it win all 4 awards for the Game Awards, but it won multiple awards for Best Game Writing, for Game of the Year. Even Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation named Disco Elysium as his best game of 2019. And it's a PC game. Later on, it was ported over to PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch with the Final Cut. So that game still held up for its writing and its fucking gorgeous visuals, as well as I'm trying to think of the right word for it, the choices. Same thing with like Baldur's Gate. But yeah, Phil's an idiot, and he has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to Game of the Year awards or just PC gaming in general, because he's a console shill.
Yeah, I can see where this is going. Let's just not do that right now.
Now, after he did all those shitty opinions in his Level 1 podcast, he went on to play Armored Core 6, a game that he has no idea what to expect out of it. He's never played any game in the Armored Core series, but yeah, he's expecting it to do really well. But if it doesn't, he's going to drop it like a fucking rock. Before I can go on into this, I will say that Armored Core 6 is a game that I did not expect to be good. But when I played it, after hearing word of mouth that it's going to be really good, I decided to buy it, and surprisingly, it's really good. But I want to see how he fucks this up.
Alrighty, everyone, let's do it. Armored Core 6. I heard this game's really easy. I've heard that basically you could just like turbocharge through it without really reading anything, and you could just like bully your way right through the game. And the missions are only 15 minutes long, so it's not that tough. Pretty good. Let's see if we can make it a nice quick playthrough, maybe like a 6-8 hour run. And we'll just you know, spank the game around a little bit.
Phil is...
Sounds like...
Shut up, Phil. Phil's trying to make a joke here, but it's not funny, though. Like, he has no fucking idea what to expect. Going back to what I said in my interlude with it, I had no idea what to expect with it either, but I really enjoyed this game. The game is good, but when he's making a joke like, oh, it's going to be like 6-8 hours, oh, blah, 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 he's going to be in for a really, really rude awakening.
Be moving, so they can't get a beat on you. Oh, I'm getting shot in the ass by someone.
Yeah, they can't get a beat on you, get shot at immediately.
That guy there got owned. Okay.
Yeah, he got owned. This is the prologue, Phil. Already, he cannot get the grasp with the controls. This is gonna get good.
Didn't lock on to anyone. Someone's hitting me, but I don't know who they are. Is it
They're on the floor for ground, Phil, but ignore them.
down there? Where's the guy who's hit me? Someone's hit me with missiles, but I can't see where they are.
Phil, you could just completely ignore them. Just go to the objective.
What the hell is it?
How to make yourself a fucking visible target 101. Fly in the air. Hey, unidentified enemy craft is approaching. Let's shoot it down.
I can't find him. Look, I'm looking everywhere. Who's shooting me?
Phil, do you read this? Obtain mercenary license. Phil, this took me 5 minutes just to find all the licenses. What the fuck?
Someone really wants to shoot me with missiles, but I can't seem to detect them. There again. Down there? Where? I can't find them.
Phil, quit stalling. And that face, god damn it. Now, I can't sleep well at night because I have to see that face go, duh.
Nothing here would totally indicate to me that there would be a boss fight.
Really? A boss fight? Why would you say that, Phil?
Registration number RB23. Rank fits the bill.
And he's looking at his chat. He is not giving a fuck about this game. Immediately, he's going right to his chat and going like, huh, are they liking this? Are they liking it? I don't think they're liking it.
Call sign. What? Looks like they were on to you after.
I just took giant damage. What hit me? This thing.
Let's see. You wanna know what hit you, Phil? And this catches everyone off guard.
Looks like they were on to you after.
Huh, looks like machine gun fire.
I just took giant damage. What hit me?
Machine gun fire.
This thing?
To pick a fight with the PCA.
Wow, I'm getting fucked up.
It doesn't matter.
And he's not dodging. Rookie mistake 101. Not dodging when missiles are coming.
Take it out now. They won't have enough to ID you.
One repair kit remaining.
How do I see health?
Phil. That's what this is, buddy. That right there is how many hits it does before it gets stunned or goes into like an EMP shock, cannot talk that, and that's your health for the enemy. How hard is that to see, Phil?
Wow, the strafing does not work. He's faster than you.
Phil, you are actually hitting the fucking building.
How the hell
Strafing doesn't work, runs into building. Why am I not strafing?
do I do this? Just stay in cover?
Yeah, Phil, stay in cover like a pussy and do no damage while it fucking, like, recovers.
This is gonna take an hour.
Phil, it took me 15 minutes. Shut up.
Use your mobility in the air to get clear of explosions on the ground.
Hey, look, the game's telling you what to do.
AP at 30%.
Wow, I'm gonna get destroyed.
Yes, you are, Phil. Yes, you are.
The thing has insane firepower compared to you. Its missiles follow you, and everything you do is incredibly weak and slow.
Well, Phil, this is the starting mission, aka the prologue. So no shit, you're not going to do a lot of damage. The whole thing is to, I don't know, be evasive, hide behind cover, be strategic with the missiles. It's not hard. Yeah, I as clearly see, this is clearly not Phil's game. But he played it anyway, because this is a hot new release, and he just got hit with a missile.
Light shoulder ammunition.
All of its missiles curve around the cover as well.
Well, Phil, you just stood there like an idiot.
AP at 30%.
Idiot.
Oh, this is genius. Your melee is completely worthless.
No, it is not, Phil. No, it is not.
This sucks.
Then why did you play this game, Phil? You had no intention to play it, but someone gifted it to you anyway, and you're like, hey, hot new release? I'll play it. Got $36 from it, though. Later on, 64.
How do the missiles hit you behind cover? They
Well, they're homing missiles, Phil. What'd you expect?
curve around the cover. I barely do any damage. Even when I hit it with a cluster of missiles, it does like a minuscule amount of damage.
Also, when he was saying health, it's right here, too. So just saying.
Yeah, I'm done. Wow.
I'm done. I'm so bored. Look at this, chat. Are you guys liking it?
Looks like they were
Well, tip number 2. Let's go.
on to you after.
You got your health back. You are at full health. Let's see. Can you do it, Philip?
Look at that. Are you kidding? He's not even facing me and he hit me.
Again, homing missiles.
He wasn't even looking at me.
Won't have enough to ID you.
2 repair kits remaining.
Oh my god. Everything it hits you with. Like, no matter what, it hits you.
Yeah, it's a homing missile, Phil. And also, you're not doing evasive aerial maneuvers.
You can be moving full maneuverability, it still hits you.
Hey, looky there, Phil. They came curving at you and you dodged them somehow. See? You could do it, but you just don't want to apply yourself.
AP at
You do so little damage.
Again, Phil, because you have a gun. Why don't you hold down the rapid fire? Shoot missiles at it. Keep it up. When it's fucking, like, you know, trying to reload everything, go in for a melee attack. But no, you think everything in this game is worthless.
They really want you to whittle this thing down. This is going to take ages.
No, it doesn't, Phil. I have to believe this has to be an act at this point.
How is that fun? And look, it doesn't even know where I am, and it just hit me with homing missiles.
You just gave yourself away with that, Phil. Homing missiles. Heat-seeking homing missiles. That's what that is.
I didn't even know where the hell I was.
Phil, it saw where you were, fired the missiles, and then made a little beeline over to the other side.
How did it pull that off?
Use your mobility in the air to get clear.
Use your mobility in the air. it hones into you in the air and hits you anyways.
Phil, why don't you, I don't know, press quick boost to the left and the right?
Stupid idiot. What terrible advice.
No, Phil, that's actually good advice. See, looky there, you did somewhat good, but you ended up getting fucked.
This is terrible. You're so underpowered. And they're...
Phil, this is the beginning, the prologue. So no shit, you're gonna be quote-unquote underpowered. You had to learn quickly.
Expecting you to take out this giant fucking thing with a bunch of homing missiles. Look at that.
Well, attempt number 2 was a failure.
That's ridiculous. You can't ever hit it with your melee weapon. That's completely worthless, right?
No, it is not worthless. You can actually go in and do a melee attack, but you gotta be quick about it.
Here we go again. It's FromSoft, so you can't just beat the stage and have fun. You've got to have an insane, grindy-ass fight where, of course, the odds are insanely against you.
Huh, so he's going into his Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne arguments. Not having fun with it while making up excuses, while trying to grind away at the health, you know, because you're powerless. It's just the same as he did with the other FromSoft games.
That's FromSoft in a nutshell, right?
From Software! Duh! From Software! Don't know why, but that clip was actually appropriate. Thank you, Memology. Tip number 3, let's go. See, look, you're doing it, buddy. Sure, you're taking damage, but it's not massive amounts.
What?
You ran right into those missiles, Phil. My God, this is gonna be bad.
I was going one way, I dodged the other direction. The missile hit me dead on anyway. So what's the point of the maneuverability if it doesn't work, if they just hit you anyway?
Phil, the whole purpose of evasive maneuvers, it's in the phrasing. You're maneuvering around while being evasive of the attacks. It's not hard. Sure, you're going to take some damage, but it's not going to be like half your fucking health.
Right? I completely changed direction in midair so the missile wouldn't hit me, and it hit me as if I had never dodged.
Phil, you ran into the missiles. You went one way, then went right back into the missile.
This is stupid. It really is. Look, I'll
Hype premiere stream, everybody.
just get hit no matter what you do. I can't move.
The reason why you can't move is because you take so much heat, like damage, that looks like it's overheating a bit. Or you take a lot of damage shock to the point where you can't move and you're left open. So yeah, that's why you couldn't move. Hey, look, buddy, you're almost there. You almost got to the point where this thing gets stunned.
And it's not even like you can target areas. Like, I would like to disable certain guns. You can't. All you can do is lock onto the general target and hit it. So it's incredibly generic targeting with nothing really to it. All you can try to do is learn the way to dodge, because there's 3 things. There's the machine gun, there's the lock-on missile, and then there's the big powerful missile.
So essentially, you're trying to go after the weapons. I get the point with it, though, but that's not how the game is programmed, Phil.
So basically what you need to do is tediously learn how to dodge each one of the 3 things that's shooting at you.
Huh, tedious learning. So, like every video game ever?
And just do it forever, because this fight has so much health, you can't quickly kill him.
Yes, you can, Phil. You can actually rush in, do some fucking damage. Sure, you're going to take some damage in it, but you take back, retreat, hide somewhere, heal, rinse and repeat. It's not hard.
You see, no matter what, this fight will take a long-ass time.
See, what you're doing, Phil, is taking that gun, that rifle that you have, and you're shooting it. You're trying to will away the health, but at the same time, you're trying to get stunned. So what you're doing is good, but You're just complaining and making excuses saying this is a FromSoft game.
Light shoulder ammunition AP
We've got them now. Make it count, 621.
Hey, you finally stunned it, Phil. Now that's the point where you do the assault rush and use your fucking blade.
Can I melee?
Yes, you can. Whoop, too late now.
Yeah. Did I get him?
Not even close.
I got him.
No, you didn't, Phil. Look,
Yeah. Did I get him? I think I got him.
you didn't get him, Phil. Stop it.
No, I don't think I got him. Shit.
Now you say you didn't get him.
It looked like I would have been able to get him there, but I missed.
Well, you missed because you used the attack way too early. And you were too late.
Next time I know, just get over there and try to hit him. He'll get stunned. You can melee him. All right.
Alright, Phil, good luck with that. You have 2,064 health with no healing. Good luck.
All right. Yes, I know I'm in danger. By the way, my hand's already killing me. No kidding. My hand already hurts.
Why does your hand hurt? From pulling up a... Okay, so what he's essentially doing is he's holding his controller and he's just doing this. Like, he's doing that, moving around, doing things. It doesn't hurt the hands! Phil, go to a doctor. You might have arthritis.
Because you have to constantly be holding directions, holding buttons. And it's really annoying
It's annoying because of the pain. Phil, go to a doctor.
in that regard. And it's hurting my hand just to have to hold it.
It's not really that hard, Phil. But you're making it sound like it's the most crucial, like, brutal thing ever. Ah, great. He's down to 54 health. Let's see how... Can he recover this?
ammunition at light shoulder ammunition at 10%.
Yep. My hand is killing me already. I just started.
Jesus Christ. Either invest in some compression gloves or go to a doctor.
And these two fingers from holding the triggers are killing me.
Phil, that's your problem. How do you... How does one hold the controller like that? I'm dumbfounded. How does that happen? How do you hold a controller like a fucking ape?
God.
Then again, this just proves that Phil is not human. Holding a controller like that. How? How in the fuck? I don't even do this shit, Phil. How?
That hurts.
I did this within 3 times, Phil. 3 tries and I got it.
Yes, I know. Aerial evasive maneuvers, ascend. Yes, what they wanted me to do, they wanted me to slash him in the face when he was stunned, which I almost did, but I missed.
You didn't even almost do it. You flat out rushed in, missed. No almost.
Seriously, my 2 fingers, these 2 fingers holding the triggers are killing me right now.
How does one hold a controller like a primate? I don't understand.
And I just started playing the game. I'm, what, 20 minutes in?
20 minutes in. Wow, he's taking much longer than I did with this.
Obviously, didn't test the game for fucking people who are normal and don't play this kind of game all day.
Phil, you're playing it abnormally. How does one hold the controller like that? Like, I really want to know, how is that possible? How? Because no one plays like that. Instead, they hold it normally, hold the grip, and use their thumb and index fingers. But you're playing it like it's a fucking alien.
It's another FromSoft game where you have to hold the controller in some weird way so you don't hurt your fingers. Seriously.
Oh my god, no. That sounds like a skill issue, and it sounds like a you problem.
Because you have to hold it like that, because your thumb has to be doing all the dodging and flying, so you have to use your back fingers to press the triggers.
No, you don't! You really don't! Like, you can use maybe 2 fingers, give or take, but not the back, not the pinky and the ring finger. But most people just play it with 1 index finger doing things. And the fucking thumbs with the fucking joysticks, and the fucking D-pad, and... was it the buttons? But I'm sorry, I'm dumbfounded that he's holding it in such a weird way.
That was see, there's 3 missile types. There's the machine gun, there's the homing missile, and then there's the big burly missiles.
All right, he knows the weapons, but now it's attempt number 4.
Those are the burly missiles right there. Those you could just easily dodge if you don't fly into them. But the homing missiles are the annoying ones.
Well, at least he's getting the hang of it, I guess, or probably someone in chat told him. Or he looked up a guide.
Here they come. See, those you gotta do the active dodging.
Hey, you did it!
Active dodge, there you go. Might as well heal, why not? We're doing pretty good compared to the last couple of runs.
The last 3 attempts.
But I see this, as long as I don't take too many direct missile hits, I should be alright. As I say that, as soon as I take a direct missile hit, and I don't even know what happened.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Phil. Tip number 4 is a failure, and what happened is that you got shocked, you got stunned, and you couldn't move. So, you got hit with a barrage of missiles, including the big burly one.
I couldn't see it. Did you see what happened? There was smoke. I couldn't see any of the missiles coming, so I couldn't dodge anything.
Let's see. I'm going back there for a second.
As I say that, as soon as I take a direct missile hit, and I don't even know.
I saw the missiles coming from that, Phil. But you didn't, because you're kind of a bit, blind.
Missiles coming, so I couldn't dodge anything. I don't even know what happened.
Making up excuses, and this is the premiere stream.
So I guess he hit me with the direct missile, but I couldn't see it, because there's some weird visual effect stopped me from seeing what was happening on the screen. So
A visual effect. Like this is a Michael Bay movie. Explosion, smoke, missiles. Oh, you died. Okay.
I just tried to dodge. Please dodge.
All right, attempt number 5.
What's hitting me that's stunning me?
Well, you're getting hit with a lot of machine gun fire, Phil. That's the reason why you're getting stunned relatively quickly.
That hasn't happened before.
Yes, it has, multiple times.
See, something hit me there. What hit me? I don't even know. And then I can't.
You got hit by nothing, really. Let's see. Did someone hit him there? Okay, yeah, he got hit because of a missile and machine gun fire.
See, something hit me there. What hit me? I don't even know. And then I can't move.
Because you're overloaded. Now rush in and use the goddamn melee weapon. God damn, you almost had it! You could just held down the fucking pulse sword and do the attack, but no!
Come on, give me the boost. I have no boost to fly to him and hit him.
Well, that's your fault.
I couldn't do it. I wanted to hit him and I couldn't. They wouldn't let me because I flew over there, but I didn't have the boost to do it. So it's like, not only do you have to be dodging everything, but then when you get stunned, you have to be absolutely ready with full energy to be able to get over there and hit him in the face, which you can't really do.
Yes, you could, Phil. You could also use the pulse beam, but no.
You don't know when he's gonna get stunned.
Pulse beam. I mean pulse sword. Alright, there you could have at least, oh, I don't know, rushed in and used the melee weapon, but nah. My God, he better finish it.
I'm stuck on the environment. I can't see once again.
Well, because you're looking at the target, Phil. That's entirely on you.
Stuck on shit. Typical FromSoft. Can't see what you're doing. Get stuck on a wall and die.
Yeah, get stuck on a wall and die, yet somehow you're still living.
Okay, here we go again.
And you're gonna miss it again? Oh, I think he's out of bounds.
I can't get to him.
Ah!
He's outside the map, so I can't dash to him to get my stun.
Phil, that's a thing called strategy. You have to make sure you're strategic enough to actually do this. It's clear as day you're not.
Yep, he was outside the realms of the map. Well,
The realms of the map. Sure.
that's fun.
Just like how he plays in the lag.
No repair kits remaining. AP at 50%.
I don't know what hit me. I can't move.
You're overloaded, Phil. God, how did you not realize this? You're constantly getting overloaded.
So if you get hit, you can get stun locked.
Yeah, because you see that little bar right there, Phil. Pay attention to that as well, because that is yours. That is your fucking attack. Like, essentially your weapons. Like, even right here, you could do that too. That is your weapons right here. And this is also yours. So you got to keep that in mind, but he's not very observant.
And then they're going to get a million other extra hits on you, and there's nothing you can do to dodge it. You're just going to take massive damage, and you got to deal with it.
Yeah, you got to deal with it. Now die. Huh, so this really just overly exceeded my expectations.
That's
Oh, never mind.
it. Yeah, if they hit you mid movement, I guess they can do a stun, and then you can't move, and you just get frozen, and then they just keep pummeling you with other moves, and you can't do anything about it.
Jesus Christ, that is terrible. That is abysmal, bro.
I've challenged myself to play the game.
Yeah, he's challenging himself to play the game, but he's not enjoying himself there. Although that was very painful to watch, it is very clear as day that he is not enjoying himself with Armored Core 6, due to the fact that he's constantly complaining about FromSoft and how it's a FromSoft game, and you have to follow by the rules of FromSoft by playing it with a weird control way, like a control scheme, holding it with the two back fingers, the pinky and the ring finger. Sorry, I'm still dumbfounded by that. But later on, he did do his Friday Night Fights, which he played as E Honda, spamming his butt slam and his fucking headbutts. But apparently, he did get decimated quite a lot. Time for some salt.
Like that stream if you're enjoying tonight. Please do.
Oh, I am definitely not going to enjoy your quote-unquote Street Fighter stream. I will enjoy the salt, though, that E Honda tossed around. But also, hi, cheeks, or cushions. Back again. And Herkster 8. Let's go.
I did butt stomp to try to position switch corners. It didn't come out.
Nothing ever comes out with Phil. It's always the shit, like same shit, different day.
So I lose the match because no butt stomp comes out.
Well, then again, your butt stomps the fucking seat every time you sit down.
Hey. Very nice.
Yeah, every single time that someone does something that's impressive, like a parry, he wants to go like, very nice, even though he's very sarcastic and he hates it.
I still don't know how to stop that floating head scissors. I still don't know how to do it in this. I don't know if you can hit it. I don't know if you have to. I really have no clue.
There's a lot of things you could do, Phil, but you just don't want to do them. And just blame your joystick.
Didn't want that. I pressed the button by accident. Totally didn't want EX.
Then again, Phil, you're not doing it by accident. You're pressing the wrong button. And you're saying, oh no, I didn't want that. That's the accident, even though he pressed it intentionally.
Done. I did not want the EX headbutt. That sucks.
Even though he says that, he's just only saying that because he lost this.
It was a complete mistake. I went to do regular headbutt, and my hand grazed medium punch and gave me the EX by accident.
Accidents, he says, even though it was intentional.
Oh, I can't anti-air. I'm trying.
Wait, anti-air? What exactly are you trying to anti-air here?
Oh,
Even though, right there, the cannon strike, you wouldn't be able to anti-air it at all.
can't anti-air. I'm trying.
Oh, but right there, he did the EX headbutt. That was perfectly timed, in quotes.
No, I'm done. I had to guess. It was going to be one of three, and I guessed one of the wrong things in the Rochambeau guessing, and I have to guess because she has so many options there.
I don't know why he keeps saying that this is like Rochambeau. I get it. Guessing, one thing. Your opponent's very unpredictable, unless they're doing things in a very predictable pattern. But it's not rock, paper, scissors, buddy. This isn't fucking Injustice 2.
Good move. Always ready. Very nice.
Oh, now he's praising people for using drive impact on time, even though this has been going on for quite some time, and he hates it.
You can't seem to time the anti-air against that. It hits you no matter what. Even when you're timing the Fierce Punch, it hits you anyway. Nothing you can do about it.
Phil, there's a lot of things you could do about it. You could always block it. If you're unsure it'll be anti-aired. I mean, Phil, what do you expect the game to do? Just be like, oh, hey, Cammy just fell flat on her face. I'll kick.
It's ridiculous that cannon spike hits at an angle, goes through everything, and then you get a free combo after it hits. It's ridiculously overpowered, that move.
How is that OP? Like, how is that very powerful when it's really not? Cammy is not a very strong character unless you're using, like, EX moves or very quick attacks, like, to build up the combos. That's the only time that she's ever powerful. But Phil just wants to make excuses to why he's losing again.
I didn't dash. I tried to parry. That's what it gave me.
Even though he full-on meant to dash, because what he's doing, he's parrying and double tapping the dash button. That's the reason why he's doing the dash.
Good move.
No, it's not the fact that you couldn't move, Phil. It was the fact that you were trying to do something and you got drive impacted. Hey, look, you did something, but I think the level 3 is going to hit.
Level 3 wake up, I'm done. Yep. She guessed level 3 wake up. If I had blocked, I would have won. But again, I have to guess. It's Cammy. She's so overpowered. I have to guess something there.
Oh, god damn it, Phil. So top tier characters are always going to be overpowered, even though she used level 3 while you were trying to throw. So it's well timed.
So I lose. Can't do anything about it. It's just character selection. I'm not going to get upset about it.
Even though you sound like you're about to cry. It's like, oh, boo-hoo. Do you need your bottle?
5-star Ryu.
Strakaman is using his 5-star diamond Ryu.
Oh.
It's like at this point, he just sounds like he's incredibly bored. And not only does he sound incredibly bored, but he looks like he's about to fall asleep, or he's about to cry. Maybe he'll cry to sleep at night.
Only top level gameplay. Right.
Even though, in my opinion, Ryu is not really a top tier character. He's on there, like an A tier. But he's not like S tier.
Again, it's basic gameplay, and he can't stop the throw at all. So because of that, he's at a monster disadvantage. Every time someone does this mid-screen mix-up, he can't do anything about it.
Well, Phil, you tried to do something about it with the butt stop, but, let's just say that you burnt yourself way too quickly.
Oh, right. I can't hit him ever. He's always just out of range. He's always just able to counter hit.
Maybe it's your fault that you're playing as a mid-tier character.
Can't do anything about that.
Can't do anything about EX headbutt.
I'm trying to find ways to fireball. None of them work.
Well, you just jumped over it. I mean, Phil, you could always parry, jump, or, I don't know, block it.
I didn't do that. I did sumo butt slam. It gave me the walk instead. Completely wrong move.
You're doing this all on your own, Phil. Stop blaming the game.
He ups and mashes jab. It trades and I lose because he mashed jab.
Yeah, because you're about to dash forward and attack. But you weren't quick enough on the offense, were you?
Yikes.
Yikes! I fucking lost! Oh, hey, look, he won the match because he spammed tactics.
Mash. He just mashed jab.
Yeah, he just mashed jab, built up combos. Oh, that's bullshit. Bullshit gameplay. Bullshit patterns.
No, of course it's not what I wanted.
But you still pressed it anyway.
Nothing. Again, he's not doing anything impressive. He's just mashing, and he gets away with everything because the mash attacks beat Honda.
Phil, you're not doing anything impressive either, buddy. And you're just following a spam tactic, a spam pattern. And you're expecting that to be impressive, that people are going to throw money at you because it's so impressive. But they're outplaying you, and you're like, basic gameplay,
Look at that. On fight, drive impact beats drive rush. It's so stupid.
Well, yeah, because you're not doing any attacks with that, Phil. You're just drive rushing into it.
You didn't earn anything. You just said, I'm going to guess on fight. And now look at the damage he did. Guessing on fight, 60%. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, that looks like 55.
He's mashing buttons. Those aren't timed.
If they're not timed, then how is it he's getting a punish counter on you? Why is it that you're about to lose?
I'm going to mash some more.
Phil, you're playing as a character whose main objective is mashing. The 100 hands, that's a mash tactic, Phil.
Literally nothing. Nothing of timing or skill or outplaying. Just, I play my safe mid-screen pattern, and you can't beat it because you're playing Honda. And Honda just gets dominated by it because his headbutt gets stuffed by so much. The throw is too powerful against Honda for sure. And just mash punches. And punches stuff all your normal.
Phil, the problem is that you're playing E-Honda like he's an offensive character. Like he's mostly aggressive. He's not an aggressive character, Phil. He's more of a defensive character. You have to have your opponent come to you. But you're not doing that. Instead, you're going all in. Oh, guns a-blazing. And then all of a sudden you lose like, what? I'm E-Honda. I'm the best. Alright, ProtoFZ underscore Diamond 4 Savage Dive Kick. Well, then again, Jamie is a good dive kicker, but show us how to play the boy.
Don't know why I'm getting hit. I did an OD headbutt. Where was it? Oh, I still don't know why I'm getting hit. I didn't do anything.
Because you're trying to attack as a defensive character, and you're getting hit. Play defensively, Phil.
Of course, I didn't want that.
Well, you did it anyway, buddy.
Can't block. That was OD headbutt.
Even though you're getting hit, he seems to think that while he's getting hit, he thinks that, oh, I can just do the move and it comes out. Nothing. Well, I did the move.
It was.
And he's looking at the chat. He's like, yep, this Jamie sucks. I'm going to see who I can ban. And unfortunately, he could not find a target, so he has to look at E-Honda getting kicked in the face by Jamie. Now, I'm not gonna lie, at least he kept the juggle going for a little bit. Pretty impressive.
Oh.
That's exactly how Phil felt. Gotten his ass kicked. Oh, God.
I was holding parry, but it still gives him a full combo. So you tell me.
Holding parry. No, you weren't.
I'm holding parry. Okay.
What next? You're going to say you're playing through the lag again? Oh, look. It's local animal as I was going to say E-Honda. As fucking Rashid. From the Foot Locker. Show us where it's done down at the Foot Locker.
Can't do anything. This basic online corner mix-up, I can't counter it. It's impossible.
No, you can't do anything, Phil, because you're in the corner and you're just taking it like it's a punching bag. Oh, hey, look, you somehow got out of the corner, but it's not enough.
Oh, even though I'm drive rushing, his basic attack comes out faster than my drive rush attack and stuffs it.
Even though you were rushing towards him and he took you out? Also, Phil, keep in mind that drive rushing does not make you invincible. You still can get hit, and you can still lose. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Again, my drive rush attack is too slow. His basic attack beats it.
Well, you're attacking high, he attacked low. The lower hit won.
Still somehow had the advantage, even though I fucking parried. I can't do anything. It's a complete lockdown. 100%. I can't do anything about it.
Well, yeah, you're caught in a pattern, Phil, and you're stuck in the corner, so no shit you're going to be bound to get hit multiple times in said patterns in the corner.
Oh, right.
Right. So I completely whiffed it. Right.
2 hits of the OD headbutt.
Yeah, 2 hits, not 3 or 4. So get fucked.
Can't block.
Wait, hang on.
2 hits of the OD headbutt. Can't block.
Yes, you could. You got hit once, and then you blocked low. So you could block.
What?
Yeah. What?
His kick beat my headbutt clean.
Huh, let's see. Were you about to do the headbutt? Let's find out, shall we? Let's go back just a tiny bit. What? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, because you're about to get into the headbutt animation, which did not come out. Also, Rashid is quicker than you.
His kick beat my headbutt clean. What? So some real good bullshit. Some real good bullshit right there.
I think he was so infatuated by the bullshit that he was like, bullshit.
Unstoppable hit strings, even when I'm doing reversal level 1 super, right? His fucking kick beats my headbutt clean. It doesn't even trade. It's just an outright win. But you didn't do it in counter. I did my headbutt to counter yours as a counter hit punish, but yours beats mine.
Well, Phil, both of them can be considered counter hits, but the problem is that you barely had any health, and yet you're complaining that your move should have won, but it was a trade, and you still would have lost either or.
Basically, here's a whiny baby. More trash gameplay.
Hey, don't talk shit about fucking Kimberly. Jay Savagery, show us how it's done with Kimberly. That was actually a nice anti-air. I'm not gonna lie, that was actually pretty spot on. That was well timed. Nicely done.
Right! Goes under her.
Well, why does it go under her, Phil? Let's find out. Because she was already over you.
Right! Goes under her.
Even though she was already over you to begin with, so you wasted it.
She's 2 body distances away and the game gives her a throw.
Oh, yeah, because she used it and you were too slow. You couldn't even throw escape.
Oh, don't know why I'm getting hit. No idea. Look at the damage.
Because she fucking used Mash Jab and she put it into EX combos, which is very useful. It was attempting to juggle, but I got 10 hits on you, and it's continuing to pummel you in the corner.
Held parry, no parry.
Are you saying block or parry? Because it looks like right there, parrying would have done nothing. Blocking would have done nothing.
Nothing I can do.
And you can just tell right there, he's just pressing the button like, come on, hurry the fuck up. I'm tired of this bullshit.
Nothing I can do. Just the mix-up guessing in the corner. Can't do anything about it. It's either I block right or my move hits, or sometimes not. Weird hitbox is a fucking Honda.
Yeah, Phil is getting really irritated. You could tell by the way that he's like mashing on that fucking X button on that joystick. Due to the fact that he's like, yeah, come on. I just want to get my ass kicked some more. Come on. Yeah, Phil tried to do the mashing of the buttons, but apparently it did not work.
I don't know I'm gonna hit again.
Because she jumped over you and is attacking you. You're too slow to block.
Can't block the overhead.
Huh, you blocked the overhead, but you headbutted away.
Can't block low. Can't
Because you're not blocking low.
do anything about the throw.
Because you couldn't even do anything. You could have escaped the throw, but you couldn't.
Can't react fast enough. No way to do it. So just
Well, at least you admitted that you couldn't react fast enough because you're slow.
look at this. He's not doing anything, dude. Look at this.
Well, yeah, he is doing something, Phil. He caught you in a pattern and you're stuck in the corner. You can't do anything, bro.
He has done absolutely nothing but play a pattern that you can't stop online.
Phil, you could stop it online. You just don't know how to. But then again, he's just punching and kicking you in the corner.
Couldn't block it. Okay.
I couldn't block it. Guys, you believe me, right? I couldn't block it.
Here we go.
Let me guess, drive rush to a mash? Is that what you're gonna say, Phil? Completely unearned?
Oh, somehow I missed the anti-air.
Even though you were nowhere close to hitting him with the anti-air?
Can't do anything to do this.
Well, you couldn't do anything, huh? Yet you somehow used the level 1.
Smash jab. That's it. Guess the mix-up, level 3. Nothing I can do about it. Skill? Nope. Just
Yeah, it is skill. Skill that you do not have.
playing the pattern. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. There's nothing. There's nothing to it. He's literally just pushing buttons in a sequence. There's no timing. There's no skill to it. There's no mix-up. There's no, oh, I saw something. Just keep pressing buttons in a sequence.
Phil, you do realize what you're describing does take some skill and timing just to do it right. That's what that kid did with the kicks and the punches to a level 3. And also combo moves. That's exactly what he did. But you're not giving him his roses and tulips. Instead, you're going, well, nope, he's not winning this. Nope, it's completely unearned. Nope, I won, not him. Fuck you. Adding that to my win counter and not anyone else's. Oh, no. Desperado is going up against Darkside Phil. How's this going to play out? Also, feel free to go to Lily's Taco Truck, which, why? I don't know, might sell some good street tacos.
Nothing I can do. I press the button. That's online play. Look at the milliseconds. Doesn't let me react. Did not play me. I knew what he was doing.
Hey, look at the milliseconds. It's under 20. That's actually really good, Phil, but you just can't do anything about it, because that's the shittiest kind of connections. Not the 100, but the 17.
That was my headbutt. He didn't earn any of his hits. He didn't. Everything he did got lucky, or I did the counter. Shouldn't be hitting me.
Phil, you didn't do anything, Phil. And stop saying that moves that they are doing are yours. Like the throws. That's mine. They're not yours, Phil. Did you make the inputs? No, you did not.
Can't do my counter headbutt when I'm doing it. He did it again. That was counter headbutt. Doesn't come out.
Huh. Doesn't do the counter headbutt, but does a counter drive impact.
I literally can't do anything. With only 17 milliseconds of input lag, you can't react to any of that. Because if you try, your move gets dropped and you're already hit. With more input lag, it gives you actually more time to react. But when it's at a low ping like that, you literally can't do anything.
Yes, you could, Phil, because it's very, very good connections. But the problem is that you're not quick enough to follow those reflexes, Phil. I mean, my God, I'm passing out dealing with your excuses. This whole entire stream, from the day to the night streams, were complete and utter trash. From him going all Karen because he didn't get his food on time and making a big stink about creating some sort of fraud, it just shows right there that he is very impatient and will do anything to get money out of it. Because it looks like a scam. Every single time he's like, I didn't receive my order. Oh, hey, I didn't get it. My food's cold. Oh, here's credit. It just sounds like fraud to me. And then the same thing can be said about him going off on Baldur's Gate 3, how it's a PC game and it will not win Game of the Year due to the fact that it's a PC game. It just shows how stupid Phil can be. Along with him saying that the SoK was a lot better than the current detractors. It's just lunacy on top of pure stupidity every single time he opens his mouth. Then him trying to play Armored Core 6, who boy, took him a long time just to beat the first boss, aka the prologue boss. The helicopter is not that hard though. Granted, most people would die up to 3 times, but they still get the idea of how to beat the game, or just how to beat that chapter or boss. And yet, it can't be complete without Street Fighter Salt. Because my God, the salts, it just makes him look like he's a crying little bitch, like he always is. It's like, Phil, stop being a crybaby bitch, learn to play the game, learn to actually adapt to any game that you play, and then maybe you come back and say that you're one of the better gamers. But with that said and done, let us end it off with the Phil prayer. Deliver us from the dents, deliver us from the pay pigs, deliver us from the pignosis. May we never become dented. May we never become a beggar like Darkside Phil. But for the love of God, may us never, ever do that shit that he did say that SoK was better. Because y'all know that what should be considered dead history should be dead. Amen.